Okay, so my name's Randy Rice, and I am working on restoring a 1949 Plymouth Deluxe four-door. And so everybody that does this always has the same big question and challenge: how do I do the wood graining? So I'm going to show you my technique. I'm going to focus on the wood graining technique itself. I'm showing you a completed piece here, just to kind of let you see how it turned out. And the other pieces that I've done, I've sprayed 2 or 3 coats of clear coat on this, so it's real nice and shiny. So this is what I'm starting with, and one of the interesting things I noticed was on the back of it was the plain base coat from the original car, and so I happened to find a Rust-Oleum color that matched real well. This is warm caramel, and I got this in a satin finish because I wanted something that I felt like the stain would adhere to best. So anyway, I have 2 boards here that I'm using to kind of keep it off the wood. And obviously, the better you prepare the surface of the piece, the better this is going to look. You know, you want to get the dents out. If there's any rust, you want to get it off. In fact, a couple of the pieces that I did, I took them almost down to bare metal and then used primer before I painted it with the Rust-Oleum. So I have 2 brushes. I have a brush I'm going to use to apply this Minwax wood stain. I'm using red mahogany because that really matches the original color of the car pretty well. And I know it's a weird combination of using wood stain on enamel, but I'll just show you kind of how I do it. And so you just fill up the brush, and you use your wet brush here to put not an extra heavy coat on, but enough that you can kind of wipe it around, and the boards keep it from touching the cardboard that I have underneath. And the main thing that I try to do at first is just to get enough stain to cover the entire piece. And one of the good things about working with stain also is it takes a long time to dry. So that means that I can play around with it, put some wood grain effects in and stuff like that. So like I say, I'm not worried about getting a heavy coat, but I am worried about getting a nice complete coat on this. So anyway, one of the things you also have to be very careful about on this is to get around all the edges. You can see right here, up here at the top, I have a gap. I want to make sure I get that. And then it'll come right around. Kind of like that. Now you can see that the stain kind of automatically levels out, and so you don't want it to run. I'm kind of holding it up right now just so that I can make sure that I've got all the piece covered. Now then, I will take my dry brush. You'll notice here some of the really uneven effects, and I'll take my dry brush here and just kind of scoot it along. And don't be too concerned if you kind of have some flaws or some mistakes in it, because that will just make it look like natural wood grain. Like you can see some of this stuff up here at the top like this. We're just going to continue to spread this out a little bit, and it'll settle in and look amazingly like wood grain. Go along the top here. And at this point, you're just kind of doing some artistry on it, but now come right in and shoot some of that, and you can kind of see how the wood grain effect is happening there. So once again, just try to get it to the point with your dry brush where you can see some effects. You want to try to even out any kind of clumping or pooling of the stain. I think we have it there. Now, all you have to do is not touch it for 2 or 3 days. We'll come back when this is dry and we will spray it with clear coat 2 or 3 times. Let it set for about a day between coats, and it will start to look like the others. We'll sand it between those coats too, but once again, the purpose of this video was to focus on the wood graining. So get one more shot in there, Braden, of how it looks like over on this side. And so one other thing I'll say about this too is that there are people who do this for a living and do a great job, a very professional job, but I did not have the money to get that done, and so I just started to look to see how I could do this on my own. Now all I have to do is the rest of the dashboard. Thanks for watching the video, folks.